hey, super sorry if this video randomly cuts off and I have to like go back and redo and make a really awkward cut. My friend says she's going to FaceTime me sometime tonight, but she won't tell me when, which means that'll happen at the most inconvenient time possible. Hey, I bet you did not think that this video was coming out this quickly after the last one. Neither did I. So on Monday, I posted the video, Season 3 Changed Everything, 13 Reasons Why, blah, 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 something like that. I watched all of Season 3 of 13 Reasons Why because I hadn't before. I reviewed it. I went over the themes, motifs, ideas, stuff like that. Okay, Season 4 is different. First, let's get out of the way. I hated the first half of Season 4, okay? The latter half, interesting, exciting. Also rather topical, but like the first half, disgusting. Also, I'm going to say this. I love basically every character arc, even for the first half, every character arc and every character conversation, stuff like that, except for Clay's. But here's the thing. I want this season to be about accountability, and it really is not. So I decided, instead of focusing on themes, ideas, motifs, that stuff, I'm going to focus on the characters and character arcs, because that is what this entire season is, basically. It's just different people going through character arcs and how that affects them and the people around them. I'm also going to be rating the characters based off of their Season 4 character arc. So Clay, I always say I didn't really like him. I didn't agree with a lot of the decisions that his character made. However, I do understand why a person in that scenario would start, would have a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of maybe possibly dissociation, a lot of stress on him trying to carry the weight of the world. And I mentioned in the last video how I want his obsessive nature to be delved in a little bit more, and they really did pick that part well. So I will give him that. It did feel like things were happening just around Clay and he wasn't really a part of any of them, which is kind of weird because he is very much a part of them. And that just might be because his character is feeling like that. But overall, it really didn't do it for me. I did like the idea of him hurting and needing to be seen, even though it's typically thought of as selfish to want attention for yourself. It is important. We are humans. We need attention. We want to be seen. So I do agree with that. I will give his character a 4 out of 10. Not an argument. Tony. Oh my gosh, so Tony's always been one of my favorites. My favorite was still Justin. My favorite has always been Justin. But Tony's usually in top 3, depending on the season. I love Tony so much. And his arc with struggling between college, fighting, running the gym with Caleb, and doing the mechanic shop, and going back to school, and having to graduate, and trying to send money to his family, and trying to bring his family back. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Okay, I love it. Also, I'm gonna say this right now. I teared up twice during this season, and I cried once, okay? I'll mention those other times when I get to them. The only time I cried was during the episode where it was acceptance/rejection, or whatever that was, during the riots, during the school walkout, when the police was beating up on Tyler, and then Tony kicked the police officer off of him. Oh my gosh. Because obviously, Tony has 2 strikes on his record. His entire life could be ruined, and he already left because, he has those strikes, and then he comes back to save his friend. I'm going to tell you, okay? I was invested in the scene, but I was not sad at all until I saw that. As soon as I saw him kick that, I saw that it was Tony, instantly was blubbering. Instantly was crying. Not just watering my eyes, full-on crying. Ugly crying. The idea that fighting got him a scholarship, beautiful. Also, I want to point this out. I want to point this out to all the other series out there. All the other series out there that wants to be educated or woke or whatever you want to be, okay? Did you notice how there's a beautiful gay relationship between Caleb and Tony that, if I'm correct, I can't remember, at least in the last 2 seasons there haven't been, but I'm pretty sure that in the entire time we've seen them together, there's never been a sex scene. Isn't that nice? That was an extremely wholesome, actually developed, fleshed out relationship with struggles and happiness and heartbreak that felt very real. But we didn't need the sex in there. And it wasn't in there. And we still absolutely loved it. So take notes, write better characters. Also the fact that a lot of Tony's struggles boil down to just being scared of the future and not knowing what he's supposed to do if he goes out on a limb and does go to college is a very real fear that I feel a lot of teenagers have when they're getting close to college. So because of that, Tony's character, 10 out of 10. I think the only thing I didn't like was him not trusting Tyler and him reporting the guns to the principal or the dean, whatever you want to call him. I guess I didn't like that. But even that, I understand completely why he did it. And in that same scenario, I probably would have done the same thing. Him following Tyler, a little bit iffier. I might bump him down to a 9.95. But if we're rounding up, he's still going to hit a 10. Jessica, okay, her character was a little bit annoying just because of her fight with Justin, not understanding that when you get out of rehab, dating probably isn't a good idea. Him not understanding that, and then kind of falling in love with Diego, the enemy. even though she wasn't actually in love, I guess, whatever. And like the struggle that she goes back and forth, it's understandable. It did get a little bit annoying, but also like her voice as a student body president and her protests constantly made me respect her character a lot more. And the fact that she was fighting, even though she was technically trying to make things safer, she realizes that this isn't the way and then goes back and fights against them and constantly makes speeches and helps with the walkout as one of the main people to help with the walkout. It's nice, it's beautiful. I really liked her character, and her being with Justin at the end. Worst about characters that got a little bit annoying, her on off with Justin Diego. Also the fact that she was fighting with Ani made it a little bit off too, but I'll give a character like a 7. Justin, oh my gosh, my favorite character. So confused with this, okay? So he got better because he went to rehab, so proud about him, he's actually doing better. And then he potentially relapsed. They never really clarified which of the 2 urine samples was his. Like, I think we're supposed to believe that was Justin's, but we don't actually know. If you notice, he had no reason to relapse. He only started relapsing after his mom died, which is also really important. The fact that his mom died, wow. And he was kind of being like a little like, crybaby boy, like, because of Jessica and dating Diego and like all of that, and like, ugh. That was a little bit annoying. Because of that, I'm sorry, Justin. You died, and it was a good death. It was a cute death. It was very bringing up past seasons death. I like how they've been doing that, bringing up issues from past season that you've basically forgot about. Very glad, very glad. I'll give you an 8, just because I love you so much, and even though you were whiny boo, you've been a whiny boo this whole time, so I can't really fault you for that. Zach, oh my gosh. Okay, I loved Zach's character for this. Okay, because I talked in my last video how I wanted to see what happens for Zach now that he doesn't have football, and now that he feels that his future has been ripped away from him. And of course, what happens? Depression. That was so good. Like, it was hinted at in the very first episode. I was like, are they actually going to go down that route? And the fact that they did, like, full hardcore sent it down the I lost my dream, my life doesn't matter anymore, I don't care about school, I'm just gonna get wasted all the time, I'm gonna be doing coke, I'm gonna be eating high, I don't care about anything, I'm living dangerously, beautiful. I love that because it felt so real. I can see someone going off the deep end because they feel their life just got all ripped away from them. That's the only way they can respond now, is by pretending they don't care about anything. I like his relationship with Alex. I'm not just talking about the kiss. I'm talking about just like Alex constantly trying to help him and like going along with him is trying to be like a support for him, even though for a lot of times he just got like pulled along for the ride. Still loved it. An 8 out of 10 as well. I'm not gonna rate you a 10 out of 10 because you didn't really do anything. You kind of were like sobbing and moping and like feeling sorry for yourself. But at least you didn't reveal any secrets and you were playing like a tough guy. Tyler, oh my gosh, wholesome boy, helping the police, calling out his friends, Tony and Clay, for not trusting him when he directly told them that everything was okay. I know that like that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna believe that everything's okay just because your friends tell you that it is, but like the fact that he was actually helping and he put his life on the line, it was actually making the town safer. Now, unfortunately, your character really doesn't do much of anything besides that, so because of that, I'm only gonna give you a 7 out of 10 just because your character really doesn't do anything. Ani felt very sidelined. Obviously, that's because her character left for a while, but I did very much like how they dug into her issues of needing to control, and like she even mentioned this herself, how she doesn't know how to love someone without taking care of someone, and like the fact that the college like interview kind of broke her down. She like admitted that even she doesn't know who she really is, and so I really liked how helpful she was. She did save Clay, but that again, that's part of her controlling nature. So overall, even though you were gone for a lot of it, Ani, I'd give you a 7. Like, your character didn't do a lot because you were sidelined, but what you did do, I did really like. And then you going to to prom with Jessica, so sweet, so cute. Alex, oh my gosh, I loved Alex's character growth in this, especially because like he's just like figuring out his sexuality, and he gets like thrown at like 3 different guys at once. Like, obviously, like he kissed Zach. And like, but that was instantly moved on. The fact that Zach just like rolled with it, it was completely fine, and they make jokes later. And he's like, "Oh, are we allowed to make like kind of hot bantering jokes with each other?" And that was super nice. And like the frustration, because like coming out just in general, just like not even like coming out to people, but realizing it yourself is extremely stressful. But if you have to realize that while you're dating someone, like you aren't even fully sure if you are. If you aren't straight yet, like you're kind of sure, you're kind of like, oh, I don't think I am. But then like, oh, everyone wants to date you right now, right as you're trying to figure this out. It doesn't matter, everyone's dating you, and it's just like that'd be so much pressure, so stressful, so overwhelming. And I think his character accurately showed that. And like, you know, him mentioning at the end how like Zach saved him from the edge, and now here he is saving Zach from the edge, basically. And like, he feels like a big supporting character. Alex has always been a pretty supportive character to everyone else he's been involved with. And the fact that he willingly told Winston the truth, he like twisted it so it made it seem that it was all him. So he was perfectly willing to take the fall for everyone. And only his life would be ruined instead of all of theirs. So sweet. Exactly what Alex would do. Because of that, 9 out of 10. I loved your character so much. Charlie, oh my gosh, Charlie's so cute and helpful and smart and like confident, as Alex says multiple times. Also, I want to point this out because I wrote this several times in here. Charlie literally joined this friend group because he knew and found out that Tyler was sexually assaulted. And then he was like, hey, like I heard Monty admit to this. I'll go with you to the police station to back up your story if you need. So like, you know, so you can actually reveal it and Monty can actually be held accountable. That's why he joined this. And then he ends up being complicit for murder. I like you continuing to pursue Alex and knowing what he's going through and even taking the time to study that. Guys, make sure you do that. If you have a friend who has some sort of mental illness or has anything like that, take the time to do research about that mental illness. And not just like, you know, dumb, really surface articles, but actually read into it. Learn what can help make their lives better. Even if you don't like tell them, like, hey, I read this article and I think you should do this, that's bad. Don't do that. But read what the article says will help them, and then try to implement those things naturally into your friendship and into your relationship, because it will mean a lot to them, showing them that you actually care about them, you actually pay attention to their life. I'll give you an 8. Your character didn't do anything that I didn't like, and coming out to your dad was hard, and you did do it. I am proud of you. And yeah, those are the main characters I wanted to talk about. But I also want to do some honorable mention moments. So the first moment was the episode Thursday. In general, that episode was absolutely beautiful. That captured everything that I liked about this season. The fact that everyone's going through their own issues, and when separated and put under a stressful situation, how will they react? I'm pretty sure that's my favorite episode in this entire series. Estella's character. Okay, so Estella's character as Monty's little sister was absolutely beautiful. I really liked her. She did have a motivation for trying to figure out what actually happened. And one of the 2 times that I started sobbing, okay, the other time was just when Justin was dying, when they would like, and when Clay and Justin were holding hands. That's where I started, you know, kind of like sobbing a little bit. But then the other time was when Estella first goes into the bathroom during the active school shooting, and she calls her mom and she's like, hey mom, I know it's Estella, like I know you didn't answer, I didn't expect you to, but you know, we're in a lockdown, I know that's probably just a drill, but you said to call regardless. And like, she starts breaking down and crying. That felt so real, because that was literally like, that wasn't like a show, that wasn't theatrics, that wasn't the show being dramatic, that was exactly what would happen. I know people whose parents made them call them and leave, even if they left a voicemail like that, every time there was like a drill like that, because you don't know. Also, when Tyler and Estella are talking in the bathroom during the active shooter thing, and Tyler says, I'm glad that you're Monty's sister, that means he had something good in his life. Wow. Racial issues with the police, and then a riot against the security system. I'm just gonna say it. Wow. It came out on June 5th, in the midst of all of this. Relevant. Gay prom, oh my gosh. When Tony said, I'm so happy for them, but I'm also a little bit jealous of them, and that means I'm definitely still in high school, I felt that. I got jealous of them. I was like, wow. Tying everything back into Bryce, they were able to take something, a world that he made, as they put it, and they were able to turn it into something amazing, like a place where they have friends and a group of people that support them, and they actually like have people that care about each other and love each other, and that came about because of the terrible thing that Bryce did. The idea of hurt people, because neither Estella or Winston or Diego actually really like cared a lot about getting justice. They were all more just like wanting revenge for Monty dying, which I didn't completely understand, because Monty went to jail because of the sexual assault charge. Monty was dead before Ani's like confession about what actually happened. And since they had no real motive besides wanting revenge for Monty, the fact that they were able to diffuse it so easily because they realized that was just out of anger, again, hurt people. Still not sure if I entirely agree with it, but Ani's quote does give me a little bit of hope. I'm certainly not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you that I did what I did out of love. And then like the idea afterwards, like, oh, can you say the same? What are you actually doing this for? Wonderful. And then ending with an extremely long silence. There was no words, there was nothing necessary, just them driving off, traffic sounds, tapping against the car door. Not happy. A lot less happy than the ending of season 3, I would say. Because the end of season 3 actually had like a happy tone to it. And like a victory tone to it. This one just more had a and life will continue tone. But that's what this show needed. But yeah, so those are all my thoughts on the major characters of season 4 and on some amazing moments in season 4. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a like, comment down below. What did you think of season 4? I don't like the mentality that just because it talks about difficult subjects and just because it shows you harsh things and harsh realities, that's glamorizing or romanticizing them. You cannot address a real issue in teen lives without talking about a real issue in teen lives. But yeah, subscribe for future videos. It's summer, you know the drill. Share this with your friends that watch 13 Reasons Why. All my social media is right up there. I'm pretty awesome, I guess, if you want to follow me. I think that's all I need, guys. So let's have some fun and smile, because my friend actually didn't call me while I was filming this. Like, what?